WWE may be going through difficult times right now, but they're still trying to win over fans. A major moment was the epic debut of Karrion Kross on NXT, which had fans buzzing. But while the focus is on this monster worker, there's even more attention on the lady at his side. Scarlett Bordeaux has been making a name for herself for some time on the indie circuit. She broke out in Ring of Honor with her stunning looks and wicked drive. In TNA, she got pushed, the smoke show, with a naughty side that got fans going. The debut of Kross was notable for Scarlett singing out his theme song and looking stunning in her tight outfits. This has led to more fans checking out her ample social media page and relishing in her future work. Which is a great time to check in on the past of this lady. Many may already know her work in ROH and TNA, yet there are fascinating aspects of her history which make Scarlett stand out. Here are 10 facts about Scarlett that make her NXT's newest hot commodity. Number 10. Of course, she's been a model. With those stunning looks, it should be no shock Scarlett has also had some modeling work over the years. Both ROH and TNA realized how a simple shot of Scarlett was enough to move merchandise, and she's also worked for various catalogs. Her debut for AAA scored 34 million views on their YouTube channel. She also worked for the famous Chicago nightclub Underground. While many of her photos are NSFW, one Google search is enough to showcase Scarlett's heat and how modeling is a great backup plan in case wrestling doesn't work out. Number 9. Romanian is her first language. Her name may scream out France, but the reality is much different. Elizabeth Chihaya was born in Chicago but moved to live with her grandparents in Romania until she was 4. This was, to put it mildly, a rough period for Romania as the nation was struggling with independence and caught in the various conflicts in the region. While she's lived in the States since she was 5, Scarlett still considers Romanian her first language for some interesting talks. Number 8. She has an interesting connection to Seth Rollins. It's fascinating to see the connections some wrestlers have. While working at the Chicago nightclub Underground, Scarlett struck up a friendship with Zara Schreiber. Scarlett introduced Zara to a guy she'd known from her indie days by the name of Tyler Black. Today, we all know him as Seth Rollins, and he and Zara would soon be a couple. But Schreiber was fired in 2015 after some nasty social media postings, and she and Rollins soon broke up. Rollins is open on his past with this annoying girl. Number 7. Look for her in the Rosebuds. Adam Rose didn't last long in WWE, but it's notable how many future stars were in his Rosebuds posse. Braun Strowman, Nikki Cross, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Becky Lynch can all count themselves part of the pack at one point or another. Add Scarlett to that list, although most of her 15 appearances were at house shows. Like many, she was left drifting when Rose was released and moved to TNA. Given the success of other former Rosebuds, Scarlett is in excellent company being part of this group. Number 6. She made her Impact debut. 4 years after her real debut. WWE isn't the only place bragging about Scarlett making her debut after her real one. In 2018, TNA built up the Smoke Show as a wicked temptress, complete with her own interview segment. This ignored that Scarlett had worked for TNA in their 2014 one-night-only event. She lost to Angelina Love but surprised many by holding her own against the 6-time Knockouts champ. It's notable in that she lacked the flair of her later ROH persona and a far cry from her Impact act, but Scarlett showed her stuff nicely. Number 5. You may not believe who trained her. Scarlett's first work in AAW was taking a piledriver while in a Santa suit. Despite that unique debut, she needed more training and found it in a pair of fun legends. The biggest was Al Snow, who moved from a guy carrying a fake head to one of the best trainers around. The other was Nick Dinsmore, best known to WWE fans as the Goofy Eugene. They helped Scarlett cut her teeth in Ring of Honor and prove she was more than just a pretty face in the crowd. Number 4. She's held the funniest championship in wrestling. Scarlett is better known for her looks, with only a few minor championships in the indies. But she can lay claim to arguably the funniest championship in wrestling. The DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight Championship is often defended in battle royals but can be claimed at any time. What makes it stand out is that its list of title holders doesn't just include men and women but also animals, inanimate objects, and even an invisible wrestler. Scarlett defeated Joey Ryan for the belt in 2016 and gave it up to Rhino in exchange for his autograph. Add another unique touch to the belt's wacky legacy. Number 3. She got into wrestling after skipping her prom. How often does your entire life turn on a single choice? Scarlett faced that in 2004 when she had a chance to go to her senior prom. However, as stunning as it may sound, Scarlett wasn't very popular in her school and couldn't find a date. So she joined some friends taking in a show for All-American Wrestling, which included unknown Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and others. She was hooked instantly and soon working into the business. NXT fans are happy there was no prom night for Scarlett. Number 2. She can literally sing soprano. The epic debut of Kross was highlighted by Scarlett singing out his theme song for the audience to enjoy. The truth is that Scarlett really has a stunning voice. She trained at a conservatory and became a mezzo-soprano. That's one of the hardest levels of opera singing, and Scarlett also has a background in musical theater. She might have gone on to Broadway if she hadn't gotten hooked onto wrestling. Many fans will agree the singing world's loss is wrestling fans' gain. Number 1. This isn't her first rodeo in WWE. It's easy to think her big NXT debut with Kross was Scarlett's first appearance in a WWE ring. The reality is that on Boxing Day, 2016, Scarlett faced Nia Jax on Raw. Scarlett was different then, with dyed hair, and was presented as a Sasha Banks fan, complete with a similar outfit. It was a total squash with Nia Jax crushing Scarlett quickly with stiff blows. This has led to Nia Jax and Kross exchanging, well, crosswords on social media to this very day. At least Scarlett looks a lot better this time around. Personally, I say, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.
Oh, let me up with a bright smile on now. Put me in the dark, so won't get lost now. To the moonlight, eyes you, Maria right now. You look into my eyes and felt a feeling, and nothing got it feel like a sweet night. Hey, come on, closer. Now I'm waiting for you, but don't hurry, oh slowly. Oh yeah, the moon is around us. You look into my eyes, together feel so high. To make a way the twilight, my only, my bestie. You fall into my life. Let me if you want tonight. Little more shining star to the sky, looking high. All the people, you're the one and only you know. Want to be with you, call my name, love, ooh. Somebody else, and that is you, ooh. Ooh, falling in with you. Not the only one doing me, you already feel it there. Give me a little more dark in the spotlight. Do I wanna know something? You look into